because, well, it cut me off at a really, I was almost done with that piece, and I had a really good ending, and it cut me off. So let me just do the end real fast. I'm not sure. Seconal, Nimbatol, codeine, stealth camping behind Home Depot, thread the needle analyzing to predict minutia when that bar is full of Penn State. We get money. We go everywhere. See, that would have been like a good, but it cut me off. The goddamn, I don't know why it's like it. It seems like I have a about a 45-minute magazine. So, thank you for hanging out and listening. This is a real treat for me. I mean, I think there should be more readings like this where you can just read for a long time. That's one reason why the open mic and like I'm forced to perform at these open mics because nobody books me on stuff. And even if they did, they wouldn't let me read for an hour or something. But it's like my work is really, it really only works when you hear huge amounts of it. You know, I could probably read, I mean, not that it would be any kind of like super, you know, but I could continue to do this probably for the rest of the week with all the notebooks and shit I have. I could read all the way back to like 2018, 2017. And then, I mean, I haven't even read, should I read some pieces from my, this is my new and selected. Maybe we'll get into that at some point, but let me just recharge. I don't know. I mean, the open mic is kind of interesting because you try to fit the total sense of what you're doing into a very small amount of time. So I'm trying to give people a sense as much as I can of like hugeness, even though it's really incomplete. Most of the stuff I read at open mics is it feels kind of incomplete because it's literally just like the 2-minute thing I could find in my diary that, you know, feels like it's gonna sort of, you know, impress people or whatever. I don't always need to do that. I mean, there are periods of like this reading, for instance, where it's like it's always changing up and stuff, and there's always interesting things going on, but it doesn't always have to be, you know, it's fun to work on all different levels, really. And you know, having periods where nothing happens kind of makes it significant when something does happen. You know, it differentiates it. And then certain phrases really pop out at you. Certain things, it becomes very clear. The voice like really comes at you. And then the other stuff, it's like this deluge or like this hose that just keeps kind of like spraying over you. October 14th, Maze. That's why the fountain's red. Leg spa. I'd like to spend the day among my favorite buildings of Midtown East. Struggling, for instance. It's still cheap to go to Arkansas. The game was on while doing other things. Put it in the oven, dip it in Vaseline. How fast do you think you could throw a baseball? Watch 5 hours of Pile Drivers, Houdini's Mansion, learn to write harder. Being myself, that was my act. Revision Lounge, Avenue B. Thought long and hard about the heel turn. Did he concern excellence, frothing 88? Mission to not upset the glassware. The alternative is security question headache from sitting. Can I return this water? I can only drink Crystal Spring. Body positivity, but everybody hates their body and wants to modify it. Haven't gone back to the putting green since that bad first haven't gone back to the putting green since that bad first date there. Afternoon tous les jours. Should have gone to the New York Art Book Fair, a block and a half from my house. Make some money, sell some books, light the golf course on fire. My dad called the other day and I picked up. I think about my absentee ballot in Ohio. The right wing politics come right up to your neck, deposited upon arrival. I go there twice a week, though it's been a while. Mom tracks my career every post. New York has grown too big for New York. I thought this was actually borrowed time. Handfuls of water, bowlfuls ringing, patient guffaws. He can shut the fuck up. Aluminum convenience and Easton bats. Don't have time to reframe it. Do a shot of triple sec. No one knows what he's gonna do. I shit you not. I always wanted to be a poet. That's what I wanted to do, and fuck everything else. Tall, hot people run everything, and they want to successfully keep us out. Could go for a piece of that right about now. Egg drop soup is a euphemism for menstrual cycle. They've got a lot of articles about them. LA Times, Rolling Stone. Nothing exists most but greatness, so aim for that. Crashing over my scalp and crushing aches. Sounds all around. Is it flirty to look at somebody's story? I usually try not to. Women don't want you to notice them without their permission. Should have stolen that Carl Sandburg book about his young childhood, $3 on rack at the Strand. This woman gets hit by a city bike going against the traffic. Luckily, she's okay. All this issues a ton of mirth. Only went to the beach once this year. Should have gone again, maybe next year. I was enjoying the trees of the city, their cool groves and shadows along Grove and Charles, Bleecker, Waverly, Jones. Will it be enough? Too little, too late? Could be my middle name. She's into Morrissey. Doesn't have a tattoo. Says he started his set in Blackpool with How Soon Is Now. She asked me 5 times what my favorite band is. I say something different each time. Inshallah, Into the Abyss, A Safe Space with Danger. My books remind her of her dad. The wind or a ghost closes the door in the bathroom. Tito was like Castro. He was the super forever. Is he mad because I brought a girl home? She's getting slayed on Sarah's futon. Pick a date when you want to start, several months before, as I want to deprive the world of my beautiful drawings. Part of me wants to match the dichotomy, Hulkamania Ptolemy, super direct around the corners, owing hand mirror close distance for effect if nothing else. When you're hot, then you're broke. There's no good way about it. There's no good way to go about it when your intent is to turn it off. Operating slab. I was here before, grounded and surrounded, holding Jewish bread, knowing the Hebrew alphabet telepathically. They're operating the going behind me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's plenty to chew on, so be nice to the hand that feeds. We get to do like 50 cents worth of work, get paid in a cave, seeing myths all around us. Castelli Cafe, we miss thee. Do I want to venture into the cement forest? Bark of brick, fruited tuft and cornice. Back at Starcade 89, wrestling dusty roads at Madison Square Garden, throwing soup on wild flowers, referee dressed in black. The angling of game came to the crowd to destroy the giant, taking my pants off before I die. Detroit was a Frenchman. Water pools over the racks, 18-month build-up, the count was fast. Nachos, lettuce, pork, guacamole, comfort food. Store closes before I can get Crystal Geyser in preparation for an event that never happens. My rent's been about the same for over a decade. Need to get into Brooklyn College. They pay you enough to go to school. Reaction has a delayed release. Converse knockoffs. What were you saying? Today was kind of a day off, but not really. Party Lex Madison suffered a food injury. reverie mirage, grandstand tumbling, the tombs of commerce, baby elephant walking towards as shares of the gap, a staff favorite so unlikely I'll find a galley, as shores of the gap. Where's that one about? Yeah, here we go. Pussy Addict. Have you heard this one? Pussy Addict. I'm going to title my comedy special Pussy Addict. Matt Proctor, Pussy Addict. I'm going to have to take that down off the live stream. That's too. That's too fucking. They'll hold that against me when I run for governor or whatever. He's a pussy addict. That's the Trump grab him by the pussy soundbite. On his live stream back in 2022. Listen to this. Matt Proctor, the pussy addict. Not very feminist. Hey, what can I say? When I thought of it, I was just like, how have I never heard that before? It kind of makes sense. Pussy addict, it kind of makes sense. I can totally see how that could be a real thing. Tiger Woods, pussy addict. Like being addicted to sex or whatever. Anyway, pussy addict. Oh boy. We're gonna have to destroy these tapes. When I smoke too much, I break the mic stand. Fuck this plus size girl twice from Liverpool who picked me up on Restaurant Row. I was listening to a piano bar from a stoop, Billy Joel and show tunes. She told me I look like Jim Brewer. Pussy delight from the back, from the side. They've already decided do what you want. Lead by example. No one is getting paid anyway. That's about how I had sex with a plus size girl. I do everything once and that's it. My poems bleed 'cause I do. Needs emotional work what the poem needs. Not it's less. Please return clap. Every steam grate hailing King Pound in person. Couldn't face what they're up against. Literally booked a meeting while I had another meeting. Had to be dating one of those guys on the Seahawks. Going for our 13th spin. Have to get off first to spit. Want a Happy Meal from McDonald's. Sending me to check it out. Competing with his brother like the villain on a reality show. This is why I don't send my work out for publication. It's barbaric, the judgment. Born into all the traditional oppressor categories. I don't play exact notes and get the words wrong. Spreading chaotic mischief, stardust and cabarets. Blue thread download speeds. Put it down. I like being nice. It prevents me from knowing anybody. There will be plenty of time to check your phone at the open mic. You have to get drunk, otherwise you will be scared. Top surgery is the new Beatles haircut. The next stop is Jefferson Street. What am I going to read? I'll give you time to make it up off the top like a teapot dome scandal. Give me 2 mechanical legs. I feel like Queen Latifah working in DeFi, decentralized finance, punk clown thing. Shot myself in the foot, put my foot in my mouth. It's wet out in the mouth of Bushwick, which I paid $5.50 for. Having disastrous sets like everybody else, which no one can watch. Think I'll write 5 minutes of material to read. Guess I really am a poet in wet jeans. My umbrella's wet. Why are you afraid of yourself? Medium rarely transfer is available to the G train. Should have filmed more in the rain. Missed all the good parts, causing a scandal with its debut. Just kind of being itself, machine in your station. The elevator is to the left of the platform. At the crypto meetup, we are bringing the various universes together: digital, physical, financial, comedy, spoken word, performance art, meta technologies. What exists is what happens. Then in our heads exists too. Want to go to Morton's, getting off work for a sandwich. What's my act? For 1 year, I lived in Manhattan the old fashioned way. I want to go back to this. At the crypto meetup, we are bringing the various universes together: digital, financial, physical, financial, comedy, spoken word, performance art, meta technologies. What exists is what happens, though in our heads exists too. Want to go to Morton's, getting off work for a sandwich. What's my act? For 1 year, I lived in Manhattan the old fashioned way. He says I'm split in two. Part wants to leave, part wants to stay. He says keep them in their own lane and get them working together. Next to last, you wish having a drink at the bar after the show. Staying out isn't going to save my life. Finding out what I'm not. Put in the tree of woe. Casino boats retcon my all-star break. Party artist. These glasses fit perfect. The night wet and black out my window. It exists in the video library. Buzzer won't call the landline. Elmore Leonard read at St. Mark's. My BF's underwear was formed in early childhood. Fur trappers sold the floodplain for $5 million. Fur trappers. So that's pussy addict. This is Slay. October 12th. Slay. Go out for drinks with my friends for my birthday. My hand goes right to young Jean Lee from across town, teaching me how to write about Wordsworth, Coleridge. Dorothy spanks herself with her diary. Dorothy spanks herself with her diary on Tuesday night. Signed by Chief Ponus. They got this entire piece of land. They lived there with pots and pans and 2 rifles in the same ballpark, the other side of California, paying $50 for jokes. Soak it in. Soak it in. Post Malone concert goers trailing into the garden. No script, no plan. Flying without lights over the koi pond, undocumented, the world that has been. Starlight from the 90s reaching here now. Midori surface tension. 1011 Shenmue. Pesos are good to do blow with. Dollars are like a fabric, a blanket. Her friend hit on Connie Chung in Koreatown. Her cat Deja Vu has a piano toe. Tullamore Dew against the nostrils. Roquina, bomb shelter high rise. Crime babies landing closer to us. Crime babies, crime babies, crime babies landing closer to us. My mom's Jag went off. Then I heard explosions. The building next door lived off a good review for decades. The heavy machinery approaching the convoys. Something was always on fire. People getting shot without retaliation. I always find somebody. Jerry Lewis came to her in the hospital, 3 years old, had nightmares for years. She'd wake up during the surgery. The kids cried like kids leaving the theater. I'll try harder next week. They were communicating over the radio, super studded. She wants to break into a rooftop hotel pool. Emotional support human, they say twice in one day for the first time. Trying to figure out if that's Ashley Mundy sitting in front of me at Theater 80 St. Mark's. Every time I think it's her, it starts to look like somebody else. The piano tuner comes to our house. She is a neighbor and lives for her son. Do you want to have a sleepover? Met her on 2nd Avenue, 1 a.m. with Jonathan Ariano and friend at Juke Bar. She ditched her Tinder date, and we took a cab back to my place, but not until losing her phone first, which we had to go back to get the next day. Walking through the valley of the city down the High Line. The earrings are $25. Weird run-in with Kit a few hours Oh, this is all kind of stupid. I appreciate you bottom out and blah 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 blah. Did a bump of K before the show. JB does sound. George Rose bookends. Stage is the only way to get people draped in red flags in the back corner of the room. Judging in college. Can't tell if I met you before the show. Don't feel like getting beat up meeting people. Majoring in game design at the new school. She wasn't born when the subway attacks with gas occurred in Japan. Good luck, be happy. Everything in life is rhythm and blues, her body says, which may be just another way to say form and content. You look like a writer type. You two have the same vibe. My girlfriend and I are looking for a girlfriend. Kind of feels like the Full House theme is playing in the split second we are saying goodbye. This is my art practice. That is the world we're in, a sculpture. It's impossible to hang anything else on. Our daily bread is quotidian pain, checking mixed buttons by the conservatory water, rocking in Adirondack chairs. They chew the dead skin at the Algonquin round table. May the odds ever be in our favor. This kid's improvising a song about the balloons he's playing with. He's not even on drugs. Everybody wants to be my enemy. You broke your first Spider-Man card. What does a 10-year-old kid even look like? Missed the reading at Albertine House, 5th Avenue on Central Park opposite the Met. Is that Spider-Man's dick part of the balloon? Oh, my diphthong. Ethan Coffey losing his finger in a bet. Can't play trumpet anymore. Now the whole family's dead. Honoring my roots at the Schottenstein Center, Value City Arena. We want to play bowling. Spinning around you, it's order your foot. Stop turning my dick off. Got pudding in the seat. McSorley's was too busy, so we went to Blue and Gold, then Tile Bar. That was not my sense of it. No throwing yellow tape over the line. Army commies, orange hoodie, blue sweater, better adjectives. Was she talking about herself? Naked guy in Chicago Blackhawks tattoo. I was an aristocrat. The economy decides how your talent develops. Not promotion, but marketing. Marketing works. Bought a conjoined townhouse in Turtle Bay, but never moved in. Anus jewelry. Walking is dancing. The whole city is Central Park. The park supports not one but two roller discos within its acreage. Maybe this is the practice one / free. I hate value judgments, especially when it comes to art. I've changed my mind about super talls. It's what separates us from the Midwest. Left my briefcase in the Ferrari. I left me briefcase in me Ferrari. I left me briefcase in me Ferrari. A very high ceiling and is the best part of the high school. Drip rock arch, the opposite of a mass shooting vibe-wise. The Disco Oasis has gone quiet for the season. James says the Strand book kiosk is the easiest one to shoplift from. Bookseller since 1927. Too bad they're closed. The Pierre, the Sherry Netherland. The job was in Harrisburg. Like macho artists have this bullfighting thing. Death in the afternoon. Mike did the running of the bulls in Pamplona. Samuel L. Jackson is doing the piano lesson by August Wilson in that building, the Barrymore Theater on 47th Street right now. Mix and match $20 special at Margaritaville Rooftop Bar near Times Square, Landshark Brewery. Harps on the tarmac, interspersing peace. She's audible this time. She looks like a partial impression of herself. She hard launched her OG 4 years ago. October 8th, Battletoads. Battletoads. Oh no, I read this one already. Or this is my book. I'm reading stuff that's not in my book. With the rhythm of a bursar, it's a micro first. No cheese or sour cream. Necessary Mississippi signal. Second spring stuck with me. Writing a scene for next week. I know I can make people laugh, but not always. Yellow cab, ambulance. You hardly notice cumbia system. How many 139s do we have? Murmuring noise. Sustainable village. I'm on the 300 plot. It's a good idea to have a good day. It'll be gone by nightfall. Coastal grandmother. Oh, this is just my notebook. Coastal grandmother, overrun birdhouse. Appointment parking, simple lines forth. A dimple of quiet suit around a brown bow for 6 days. Drinking fountain is squirrel hot tub. Patient Hofstra Gerber SPF. Tundra garden under despot. More grass, less mud. Guilt was a main character when I could have written about anything. Is that the radiant city? I'm not sure, but there was me there, freezing and nurturing the equations. That fire was when lightning struck the inside of a tree. People's coping methods are who they are. Speak unto me, hit me with your best shot. They legally have to give you 60 days to vacate the premises. That cloud is a hen. That cloud is a hen. That cloud is a witch flying in a broomstick. That cloud is a beautiful woman laying down. Oh, wait, that's you. Women sit near me recently. Her name escapes, but I slipped her the flyer. Discount rate, so the pressure's off. Based on East 3rd, what could that mean? Palace 21, fattening calf for the slaughter. Serenity Kanish got my shirt all wet. Finished second place 1 year in the high school euchre tournament. I had no experience but quickly learned to love the game. We called our team the Bad News Bears. With Tommy Stump, we lost in the finals to Mr. Thivner, my arch nemesis, and Matt Hoffine. In Rada has an essay in the LA Review of Books. I wipe my ass with the Brooklyn Rail, the Paris Review, the New Yorker. That's what I think of the literary establishment in this country. Panic Seed Zero. Mistakes were made. Aaron needed a good job. I needed money to fall out of the sky. An effortless financial windfall. My eye and ear infirmary. Lame stew, waste of the species, in a gray hooded monk's robe. I'm only going to be here for a few minutes. Would I rather be at Dead Pete's, not making money but friends? Feels like poetry project weather, warm but succumbing to October, the last heat of orange trying to hold on to an early sky, swallowed into the cold like an ice cube melting. This is a cheaper version of the same thing. I can't wait to get off work tonight. Let's get this over with. Everything in great deal. It only happens when it's most lethal. Just some hardcore shit I wanted to say on stage. Galleries of East 10th Street, activist licorice. I'm doing CAT scans, getting paid to watch things that already exist. Slits artesian constant, resident advisor, jinx rave, shooting craps. Shrunk to the size of the road. Moon cunt, poon god, I love seeing you laugh. Okay, I've got these newer. Let me read. I forgot I had these other books. Let me read this shit. My Inner Spree, a quiet little town where thousands of people are fucking in a live taping. We shouldn't bring this disease to an animation. I get allergic to kayfabe. That's what cartoon wrestling that they've got in New York, not the real shit we have in Charlotte. A scenic expansion, 34 comps. You and I are all out dreaming. Whenever maneuver is spelled incoherently, I before E except in Budweiser. The red wave got blue tamponed. Abortion is connected to the economy. Movie club, poetry salon. Can you bring snacks? Anything you tell me will be used problematically. Meetings lad 6:30 p.m. Thursday at the Algonquin. Anything gluten-free or dairy-free, cookies or chips, charcuterie and cheese plates are appropriate for poets' banquets, which I didn't film because the human tumbler came on strong. Suddenly I know all these keys in the ignition: cranberry sauce, eggs, beans, turkey burger, full breakfast, convening tomorrow to get the money, manning the X1. We couldn't do it without you. Polarization trumps the fundamentals, sneaking Kelsey in as my assistant. Carlos, Kelsey, Kaya, Ashley, Kat, Penelope stopped by in the golden front room, sitting in a tight light, writing in a circle. This next week, watching Faces, Edward Hopper, Flower Thief, Love Streams. Let's get Esther Balint as a featured artist at the Literary Vaudeville Cabaret. Nobody's read Moby Dick at Columbia, take my word for it. Lost Las Vegas with that culinary grassland. Diablos Romanceros, the cheaters and the crooks here in Arizona. The district was a mall comfort feeding me. Where do we go from here? Only all the way up. Poets basking in the gold on my windowsill. In Hawaii, all voting is done by mail. The situation could change in the coming hours. A mixed bag of some substance occurred tonight, breaching national security. Her friend who catered the gathering works at the Odeon. The food is mid, though I find it glamorous. Bright lights, big city, the way of all samurai. Mirrored copies, battleground abortion. The heartbeat of the business, another day slips away. In old Kabashi, we only hurt ourselves. Personism is about friendship. Your friends hurt you with poison when you open your heart. I am almost out of 2 ounces of weed and money. We are preempted this week by previously scheduled programming. Breaking the rules to make fun of you, taking the piss out of citadels. This guy looks like Himmler or Albert Schweitzer. My favorite actor, The Undertaker. Greatest actor of the last 30 years. I don't have friends, I have shows. Gatherings of attention, pop-up cults, no small talk. Eat ass. 2 lanes laying there, allergic to continuity, far afield, circling back. Field is a threesome app I joined last night at my divorce party. Fully participatory. Concealed weapons. The edge comes quiet, reverential music, onward and upward, downward and backward. More pussy, more weed, more pussy, more weed, more pussy, more weed. Made enemies of all my heroes, getting mad pussy. Kind of defeats the purpose. We are living in Reaganomics, trying to triangulate the threesome, eating microwave burritos. What I did yesterday as good as childhood. Are you threatening me? Is that a threat? Are you are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? Is that a threat? More pussy, more weed, more pussy, more weed. That's my mantra. More pussy, more weed, more pussy, more weed, more pussy, more weed. Making enemies of all my heroes, getting mad pussy kind of defeats the purpose. We are living in Reaganomics, trying to triangulate the threesome, eating microwave burritos. What I did yesterday as good as childhood. Are you threatening me? Is that a threat? Envelopes full of cash. Envelopes full of cash. Everybody needs to smoke, okay? Everybody at home, more pussy, more weed, more, you know the chorus. Chorus. So everybody needs to toke up if you're watching the live stream. We got about 10 minutes before it gets cut off. Before they censor us. They're clearly censoring my fucking live stream for too much goddamn truth and the fucking woke mob. Clearly shutting it down. Elon Musk, I think you need to buy YouTube. You got another 50 billion to drop on YouTube? How much is YouTube worth? I mean, we've already established my intellectual property is worth 3 billion alone. Just for the Matt Proctor content library is 3 billion. Easily. The catalog. So, get drunk. Yeah. At the show, I'll get drunk. I have no alcohol. But everybody can drink at home. Envelopes full of cash. Oh my god. I mean, these are the horniest poems. I'm reading my horniest stuff. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is like late night. If you're watching this like in the morning or an afternoon, I'm sorry I said the word pussy 900 times during the live stream. I know it's like it's my favorite word. I don't know why. I can't help it. I don't know why. There's not a better word, I don't think, for it. Or just in general, really. So, I apologize for my obscenity. Oh, okay. You want to read? I'll read from the chat book after this. Okay. Envelopes full of cash. Looking for narcissistic supply. She gets into the bed. The room is listening. Used condom wrappers all over the floor. Winged fertility symbols. I'm on my way with incredible memories. Toy water chestnuts. That's my love. That's my horny love poem. Horny. Horny. Bronco Nagurski. This is another Halloween, and then I'll go to the chat book as requests. I'm taking requests. Anybody has any requests? I try to get my hair cut every 4 weeks. $3 side of bacon, cafe regio in the rain, Halloween open mic, approximately 18 hours T minus, schnippers, chicken fingers and fries, honey mustard. She used the word transient. She used the word fornicate. Door person tells me to have a super spectacular day on purpose and mean it. Maybe she didn't see my message, which costs $90, and I'd like to go. Fog on the city, sleepy afternoon. Because the producers make money, dinner at Orso, get your name on the lease. All those years of not sleeping at night had a really good title for the month, but I forgot it. Oh yeah, Shenmue. They like Bret Easton Ellis too much, working my ass off against that energy. Vibration pigeons dwell at the Apthorpe. Pirates of the Caribbean ride townhouse of days gone by. Alcoholic daylight, wearing a beer barrel and going over Niagara Falls, where palm trees adorn the beaches of Lake Superior. Show me your hand, the town where you were born, the stars' entrance, the groundskeepers doing their work. She died before I could cash the check. The white eggs are fluffier in the diner of my kitchen. Writing for 4 hours today. A few days ago is closer than they appear. He's wearing his usual gray business suit. The day is 40 years old. May the old whale gods forgive me for being interesting. Blood on Satan. Blood on Satan. Okay. I will go to my chat book. Have you heard all these? There's some of these I haven't really read yet. I don't know. It's not really any better than more pussy, more weed. To be honest, that's pretty much the climax, I would say. You know, that's the stuff. I can't put that in a book because it'll ruin my career in show business. I could try to read some of this. This is from last year. Clickbait, Sump. The Queen is dead. We were Elizabethan. I don't own 2,000 tambourines. Not too shabby. Noxo, Lurkherd, Booter, Ikari, Caspa. Wish my legs never hurt 2 days later of resting. We played Strange Stage. Chaz Keys get bit by mosquitoes. This is supposed to be the fucking door, you assholes. Should have brought a jacket in New York City. It's hard to know how to dress between seasons. Came out early to sightsee and prepare. These mosquitoes look like tiny drones. Somebody said flaneur worker. I was like, yeah. Noticed and acknowledged. Zoom scooters by, red unagi, getting eaten alive by bugs, getting loaded and staring at the buildings, being filled with electricity, black cherry and lemon. The city is a comic book, its windows panels, lights at night hash marks, inverse to indicate shadows on drawings illuminating contour, body, and edge in the negative. Further springs only Miami would dox it out. Champagne headache paid both ways to go to Queens. Free glass of wine. Tripping for 25 hours, 26 minutes to home when I could have walked. Would have liked the view, drunk coming down 2nd Avenue through Midtown, trying to save my legs for the weekend. Almost no one applauded. Have to go to work tomorrow. Why do I give a shit? Guess how you guess. Want my money back. Would have got home at 2 a.m. 4 more days in the home poetry tour. Have to figure out what I'm reading. Living in College Point. Gave zero books away. How you mourning your morning. Couldn't pay for the train. Guest hosting next month while he's on residency in Finland. The subway is sightseeing too. Get you there faster, location scouting. Get bit by magenta. I learned from films how to do it myself. Studied botany in Edinburgh. They invented the modern library system. Working yourself to death. Unicorn autocorrect made it a pony. Have you ever rented a room? Bambi Kino Fatigue Train. These stations are different. Generative catharsis, so few days, 114. I did the calculations. Sounds like a lot, but it's not. He's super weird in his underwear, floating an off version of himself. Orange destination away, in New York City for a finance show. Start wearing fiduciary drobes. Nothing in my life has ever made more sense than me in this apartment. 2 stops left. Batman's in Guantanamo. All airline pilots tell me I look young for my age. Banish the shuttlecock of entitlement. The music is good here. Semper Jode. Top surgery. A dot of blood hand-picked canyon by the end of thunder. What can I steal? Is there anything I can help you with? Nothing protects you in this world. Trees over cafes on McDougal in fall. Sneak on Two Boots patio, 7th Avenue South. It's only red liquid bath in the fountain. Condoms on the floor. My dick going in to the flexure of your throat. Haven't had a blowjob in 5 years. Your left nipple is pierced. I suck it because that's where the skin never gets touched. I'll probably never read that out loud. Old Milwaukee. The anarchist church has no roof. Sleeping with the light switch on. Forget thirsty restaurants. Flip C conch files. Vaccine taxis whisk you down carousels of antagonism. Unhinged pre-order. Being able to give back. Saw Tig Notaro on McDougal, suave in green blazer, taping my sets. Yesterday it was Dave Attell as my grandpa passed away on the phone call. I told my brother, look closely at the hands. Food delivery worker on break in Park Plaza with e-bike at rest. She said, come look at my cowboy boots, then heads uptown. It's the poetry, stupid. Segregated from Harlem by natural landmass. The microphone is failing at St. Mark's Comedy Club, so I turn it into a noise set. Amber leaves in golden light, 76 degrees on Sunday. Thought I was supposed to work twice, which it turns out not at all, costing me $300, which I don't have. It's spring and autumn. The music and open mic is overflowing into the streets. Hillis poaches 2 of my acts for the Map Room show. Is David Lynch a block from my house? They're shooting Sex in the City around the corner. Stumble upon Secession filming Brian Cox's pensive walk on the Mall Central Park. Movie trailers belly first on 23rd Street like whales. Soho Playhouse Cuckoo open mic where premiered Fleabag and Nanette. On tour in the city, I make the rounds, performing in as many new venues as possible. The casting director for The Office cancels. We're still waiting for Guffman. The Big Break Will Not Break. Podcast history of Sardi's, where Walter Winchell publicized his luncheons, and yearly they announced the nominees for the Antoinette Perry Awards under demure celebrity caricature. Impromptu lecture on Dorothy Parker. We're live streaming from the Algonquin Round Table. One delivery leaves, another delivery arrives. Flying microwave bag Reuben on Hero, delicious. Art Pepper has advice about how to survive in jail. My stand up is like my poetry, it just goes on and on, new every time with unconscious rhythmic titions. Did she not okay grants for all New York? I'm never coming back. Dying leaves look like spring flowers as they fall. They christened the odd duck alone with death. There were parts of it that were landmined. My tits were velcroed onto me, watching the World Series and Eagles game simultaneously through Wogie's bar window, not wanting to go home and be alone with death and responsibility. The nights running out, summer outliving its prognosis and loving every minute. Ice cream and donuts, cupcakes, candy bars, fruit parfait. We made 50 in his courtroom. Hollywood is in New York City too, I overhear this guy tell the checkout clerk at Gristetti's. Meet me at the courthouse so we can finalize our divorce. Almost 5 years after we got partnered at Brooklyn City Hall, I signed the papers 3 times, but it didn't work. Do they ever mention Charles Olson? Tomorrow night is Dead Pete's. I'll be heading to Williamsburg for that. Fiddlesticks Illuminated 3 Holes Area Creation. How is the money? The money is good. October 8th. Living an insane dream world. Would